Hi everybody, I'm Jack and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. I'm in an especially good mood today. I took that last video that I did to heart for myself. I like to practice what I preach, and I let go of a few situations. I came to some resolutions in my head. I had some inspiration the last couple of nights as I was in bed getting ready to go to sleep. I do my a little bit of creative writing there, and I worked out some situations in my head. And I'm pretty stoked. I've got some new projects I'm excited about, and yeah, that's all I'm going to say for right now, because this is about the deficiencies. And this is a serious subject. Okay, I'm going to say this, repeat this again, because I think I've said it in a couple of videos leading up to this series of videos that's coming about the deficiencies, with this first one being about B12 deficiency. As I said in my very first video that I ever did, this channel is about me. I'm doing all this stuff for me. Anything that I'm doing pretty much is stuff that I'm studying, concerns I have, and experimenting and looking into things to further my health. And so all I want to do is I want to share that knowledge. It's like I'm studying it, and instead of me just getting it, I'm going to give it to you guys too. I don't by any means ever profess to be an expert. There's probably tons of videos out there that are a lot more informative on this subject than mine. My only goal here is to make you aware of the possibilities, to make you aware and to educate yourself, and to get a good rant. Don't just listen to one person on this. Now also too, I'm going to tell you my process for getting information when I research this type stuff. It's not a hugely scientific process, but I like to think it's a pretty well-rounded process. I will go to a bunch of different websites. I'll watch a lot of video. I like to watch contradicting stuff. I like to look at both sides. I like to see where people disagree on things, but then I like to pull out those points. There's those little nuggets where even the people that disagree on a lot of stuff, there's some things they agree on. So I get a wide variety of opinions, for and against, in between, neutral, and I pick out what my brain tells me makes sense to me. And so far, my instinct, my brain, my intuition, whatever you want to call it, hasn't let me down. So, I'm just saying, you know, I hope this will make you aware. I know there's going to be there's probably a lot of people watching the video that know more about this and are actually more science-oriented than me. And probably people are going to have some advice. I'll tell you straight up on this supplementation stuff. I'm going to go through all of them. I'm going to figure out what I think I need to take for my body, but I'm going off the grid eventually. I mean, you know, that's my plan, with not in the too far future. So I'm not going to get into taking, you know, it's going to have to still stay pretty simple. There's not going to be, it's going to be, you know, some crucial supplements, but I'm not going to be carrying around bags, pills, and powders and deep to dot. Know what I mean? So I'm just going to do what I think is best for me, that works within the lifestyle that I will be having now and in the future. So let's get to it. And as always, if you notice in the description on my link below, I've got my website or my blog. I've got actually a couple of websites, but I've got my blog, and I'm actually just working from my blog post here that I wrote. I haven't posted it yet, but it is going to be there, because I want the blog. One of the biggest things of the blog is going to be for me. Even if nobody ever sees it, it's still going to be useful to me, because I'm building what I would like to be is like a database of information where I can, if somebody, you know, I told you I can't retain things. So if somebody's talking to me and I need to, or I'm talking to somebody and I need to, they ask me, well, why about this? I can just get to it quickly like that. You know, I just put my hands on it. I'll talk about this more later, but I'm also looking for guest bloggers that can write fairly quality stuff. I'm not looking for, you know, and it doesn't have to be crazy long, but we'll talk about that later. And I'm going to offer them, like, if whatever you're doing, you can, as long as it's ethical and I don't think it's something bad, you can put a link back to whatever you're doing. And I don't know if you know about link building, but that's a strong thing. All right, let's get into B12. All these deficiencies we're talking about, we're not just talking about a little low energy or whatever. They can cause some serious problems. Now I'm not going to read verbatim from here, but I'm going to try to go through here, because I had a process when I was writing this. I tried to go down through things, each point by point, systematically. Okay, I'm going to start right here. B12 deficiency is actually a subject that should be of interest to all. While a B12 deficiency is usually attributed to the diet when it is a vegan diet, there are many that are deficient that are consuming meat and dairy. So I've heard this quite a few times, and in a number of the videos, like they always want to make it like the big thing, oh, the vegans and vegetarians are always B12 deficient. Well, there's a lot more people in society that are B12 deficient. Now, yes, you're not getting as much, you're not getting your B12 from the food on the raw vegan lifestyle, but you know, you could have gone into the lifestyle deficient is what I'm getting at. You might or you might not. And these deficiencies can have some serious health consequences. And the thing is, the reason it was something, and I can't remember who said this, I was watching a video on it, and they were talking about the reason to look into the supplementation and these possible deficiencies is because that's why you see a lot of the times these people, I'm not vegan anymore, I'm taking animal products. They hold out and they're just like, no, 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 I won't supplement, I won't look into it, I can get everything I want from the food. And then, and I don't know, you know, he's saying like, I don't know if there are conditions that it's forcible, like a person has to consume this animal product like their health is deteriorated, but that's why people psychologically they claim it, no, I had to go back to eating animal products. But if you follow this diet responsibly and if you keep educating yourself and if you put some work into it, you won't have to go back to the animal products. All right. Okay, what is B12 and why is it important? We'll get into some of the scientific here. The scientific name for B12 is cobalamin, and it is water soluble. Most vitamins that are water soluble leave the body fairly quickly through urination. However, vitamin B12 is stored in your kidneys, liver, and other tissue of the body. This means that it can take several years before a deficiency manifests symptoms depending on how efficiently your body absorbs B12 and also on your diet. B12 is necessary for healthy function of the nervous system, good circulation, proper digestion, absorption of food, a healthy immune system, iron use, helping to regulate the formation of red blood cells and overall energy. And it's also important for the production of adrenal hormone, mental clarity, memory function, and promoting normal nerve growth and development. I would say that's a pretty important nutrient there. I read this stuff, you know, I've gone over this. I finished this a few days ago, and I read through this stuff, and it just kind of just keeps slapping me in the face. I've been taking, I haven't done very much. I got my second B12 shot. I got a B12 shot about a week ago, and I'm definitely getting one 1st of December before I go home for the holidays, and then I'm going to pick up my supplement. What are the symptoms of a B12 deficiency? Multitude of things on that, and I think you need to look into, well, if you do have some of these symptoms, but this is something to really look into before you even get to this point. A lack of vitamin B12 can lead to vitamin B12 deficiency anemia. This can result in symptoms such as diarrhea, constipation, weight loss, pale complexion, rapid heartbeat and breathing, mental fogginess, mood swings, sore tongue, muscle weakness, lack of energy, and numbness or tingling in the extremities. If you think you have symptoms of a B12 deficiency, you definitely want to have this checked and your levels tested. If left untreated, this can lead to conditions that are irreversible and much more serious. And let's talk about what those are. What are the consequences of a B12 deficiency? The neurological thing is the scary one. Vitamin B12 is vital for the brain and the nerve cells to develop and function properly. When a deficiency is not detected and left untreated, it can shrink the brain and demyelinate the nerves. B12 is important for maintaining the sheaths that cover the nerves of the central and peripheral nervous system. Myelin, a fatty substance, is necessary to form these sheaths. Neurological problems are caused due to damage to the myelin sheath. A B12 deficiency can many times mimic and be diagnosed as MS, Alzheimer's disease, autism, or Parkinson's disease. It can also cause psychiatric problems such as memory loss, depression, delusions, dementia, and hallucinations. It can cause vascular disease. This little known vitamin can wreak a lot of havoc on your body. And it's not really a vitamin. It's just a nutrient that they've pinpointed that they call a vitamin. Vitamin D isn't actually a vitamin. And I keep using the word deficiency, but you can, you don't even want to get to the point that you can even have B12 insufficiency. And by the time you have B12, what I take away from all this is by the time you're even feeling the effects, then you're in kind of a really more serious mode, because it takes a while. And if you're feeling symptoms, if you're feeling effects already, that means you're pretty low and you really need to start getting something done. So if you have any symptoms, or if you have any idea that you might have a B12 deficiency, please get this checked out. What causes a B12 deficiency or insufficiency? A lot of different reasons here. A B12 deficiency can be caused by conditions such as pernicious anemia, which makes it difficult for your body to absorb vitamin B12. Diseases such as celiac and Crohn's can also rob the body of necessary B12. Heavy drinking and long-term use of acid-reducing drugs can also be a danger. So for the heavy drinking, I could have come into this deficient. Not having any symptoms, I don't know about the clarity. I'm pretty old and senile, so I don't know if that's from B12 or whatever. But no, I feel okay. That B12 shot perks me up, and I think I can limp into, I think I'm okay. In other words, I get home at Christmas and I will have a good supplement. But yeah, that makes it that drives it home a little bit more for me, since I was a heavy drinker for 3 decades. And I just keep repeating this. When I say heavy drinker, we're talking serious. And it says, I'm saying, of course, for vegans it can be a problem, of course, that we aren't eating any meat and dairy. Pregnant women, because babies born to mothers with a lack of B12 are at risk for being deficient. One of the biggest causes of a B12 deficiency is a lack of a substance called intrinsic factor. This intrinsic factor is a protein which the stomach secretes that joins with B12 in the stomach and takes it through the small intestine, where it's absorbed into the bloodstream. Without this intrinsic factor, the B12 can't be absorbed and exit the body in the form of waste. And like we mentioned earlier, this is called pernicious anemia, and it's caused by a lack of this intrinsic factor. Now we're getting down. Should you take a supplement? I'm going to take a supplement. A lot of people say you shouldn't. And I don't need to read this. I'm just saying right here, please research it for yourself. Don't bury your head in the sand. All I can tell you is that after researching this subject by watching countless YouTube videos and reading articles and blog posts on the subject, I will definitely be getting a good supplement. You can get supplements in the form of an injection, pills, and sprays. Now this part I still have research to do. I haven't narrowed it down yet to exactly the supplement I'm going to get, but I have an advisor on these kind of matters that has a wealth of information on this kind of stuff, has been in this lifestyle longer than most anybody out there in YouTube land, that's given me a lot of good advice on this, and I'm checking out a few different supplements. But from what they've told me, and everything I'm reading, you want to get a sublingual pill. Those are the kind that you put under your tongue and they're absorbed into your bloodstream. A lot of people, a guy that's a wonderful resource, I went to his page on this, is Don Bennett. I think it's health101.org, or you could Google Don Bennett and go to his. Now, he a lot of people don't listen to him, or, he's not one of these names that I hear all the time around YouTube or whatever, but this guy's got mad knowledge, and he may know more about B12 than anybody. Now the reason he popped into my head is he doesn't like trauma to the body, so he's not a fan of shots, and he's almost like kind of the attitude, don't take a shot, don't penetrate your body unless you have to. But for some people the pills don't work and they require a shot, or so, but I would recommend, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm looking for a what's that word again? Sublingual pill, one under the tongue. Right off the bat, here's a big one too. You place them under the tongue, not that. The best advice I find also says to get the methylcobalamin instead of the cheaper cyanocobalamin. So get the methyl form of this. The methyl form is the active form of B12, and it works immediately when it reaches the body. Let's see what else. Blah, 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 blah. If you're going to go get tested, apparently too, this is important. I'm going to have to look into this. I'm just going to try to supplement myself for a while and see if I can, because I just don't, I don't have the money. I don't have the money to go pop into a lab in the States. Everything up there is very expensive. If you're going to go get tested, if you feel you're at risk or have any doubt about your B12 levels or where they should be, you want to get an MMA test. The MMA stands for methylmalonic acid, and it is the level. And it is the level in your body reflects how well you're utilizing B12. And what they normally do is it's usually just a blood test in the United States. So, like I say, if you want to, I know I went through that fairly, and I had to read most of it because, good God, there's no way I could ever memorize all that stuff. If I had to go back to school, good Lord, I'd be in trouble. But you can, if you want to, it's probably going to be a couple more days because I need to polish it up a little bit and do a little proofing. Just some, I found some typos and some grammar mistakes in there. But in the next couple of days, if you want to go to that website that's in the description down there, I will have this posted and you'll see it there. Like I say, the takeaway on this is I hope that you just know, are just aware of it, and don't be hard-headed. At least give a chance to find certain things out. I study things sometimes or research things that I'm skeptical going in. But even though I'm skeptical, I will read it with an open mind, or I will watch it with an open mind. Always be trying to learn, folks. Always be trying to learn. I know it sounds cool, it sounds back to nature, and that's what I wanted in the beginning, to be able to, oh no, I can just get it all from the food, and I can live off the land. And I want to live off the land eventually, and maybe I'll make a decision one day that I'm just, my life will be shorter, but I'm out of civilization, and I won't do it. But these are serious. I mean, I saw a video of a guy that went from, and a lot of this B12 deficiency stuff is irreversible, especially the neurological stuff. I was watching one video, and I don't remember who he was, but it was a doctor, and I don't know why they showed it, but they had a video. He'd gotten to the point where he was just sitting, he's sitting in a chair, and he's in a diaper, and he's just like, he's almost gone. It's almost like he's a vegetable. And he had just been misdiagnosed. So that's another thing too. They misdiagnose things a lot of times. A lot of times they think it's one thing when it's actually a B12 deficiency. So please take this video, use your judgment, look into this, especially if you're vegan or raw vegan, and take care of your health. Take control of your health. Listen to a lot of different people. Don't take me as the law. Don't take this person as the law. Don't take this person. Always you know what's best for you. Anyhow, I hope you like this video. If you like this one, give me a thumbs up. Hope you'll subscribe to the channel and share this with your friends. I hope you're having a wonderful week. We're almost at the end here, and I got some fun stuff coming up over the weekend. See you guys. Peace.